Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 books that I need to read in 2017. Top 5 Wednesdays is run by Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes and I'll leave a link to the Goodreads group down below. These are books that have been on our to-be-read piles for ages. Now everyone knows I don't usually have TBRs, but these are books that I keep meaning to read but haven't, either due to their length or I kept putting it off to the point that I've talked myself out of reading them really. The first book on this list is Our Mutual Friend by Charles Dickens. I decided to read this book when I went to Rome last year. Got 279 pages into this edition and then I got lost and I couldn't really understand what was going on in the book, and the book it annoyed me, and Charles Dickens kept changing tense, and I know that this is a lot of people's favourite Dickens book. It's his last full-length novel, and this is one of those books that is quite a large book, and the font in this edition is quite small, so that kind of put me off as well, because I was thinking I can't read this, I can't dedicate so much time to a book that I don't know if I'm going to enjoy. So I got the other edition, the Penguin English Library edition, out of the library, and I tried reading that and I only got 30 pages into that. I don't know what I'm going to feel about the book, but it's definitely one that I want to read simply because I want to read the entirety of Charles Dickens' library. So I'm going to read it and I'm going to try and force myself through. Maybe I'll read it over the entirety of 2017 so that it's kind of broken the whole book down for me. We'll see. It took me 2 years to read Nicholas Nickleby. Next we have Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. This is another book that I said I was going to try and read in October of last year because at the time I really wanted to read these really hefty tomes. Lonesome Dove is basically your classic Western novel. It won the Pulitzer Prize. I really loved the mini-series a few years ago when we watched it as a family, and hopefully I'll enjoy this and then I can go on and I can read the sequels and prequels to the book, but I know that I enjoyed the series and I should enjoy the book. Next I have Death and Mr Pickwick by Stephen Jarvis. I only bought this book this year because the hardback was quite expensive, but Stephen Jarvis got in touch with me when I reviewed the Pickwick Papers last year on my blog and said that I might enjoy this book. Obviously he's the writer, he's going to think that. It deals with some sort of mystery to do with Charles Dickens, and the reason this book has put me off because it doesn't seem to have any chapters, and it's quite a large book not to have any chapters. I am looking to read this and hopefully enjoy this in 2017. Next I want to read The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith. Everyone knows this book. It's J.K. Rowling writing crime fiction under this pseudonym, and I enjoyed the first book and I started reading this one straight away but haven't got back around to it, and I'm hoping to read this in the sequel next year. We're a few days down the line from when I made this video, and after I filmed the Top 5 Wednesday video, I ended up going and reading The Raven Boys straight away and just read it straight through. So now we need to include a different book, and the one I've gone for is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. I've still got quite a few of Brandon Sanderson's works to get through. I read Way of Kings earlier this year and I bought Words of Radiance at the same time, and it's just the fact that it's over 1,000 pages, but I enjoyed the first book. In fact, it had me rambling about the amount of stuff that Sanderson does within his novels, and this is the second part in his epic series that is going to be long, and I'm going to probably be middle-aged by the time it finishes, but that's okay. And there are the books that I hope to read in 2017. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, that is all.